Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
A beautiful Wednesday morning to you from wherever you're listening across the world. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM. Of course, it's time for conversation with Dayo and Tola. I am Ogunbowale Oladayo.
And I'm Tola Teriba. Good morning.
All right, you're welcome. This is how we do it. Monday through Saturday, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Of course, we gist and we talk about the trending news in our tabloids. And of course, we tell you, of course, inside information about your state that you might not, in fact, you cannot get anywhere else. So we'll start today by telling you, Ibarapa, are you ready? Something's about to happen in Ibarapa today. Igboora to be precise. You will be having the number one citizen of your state in your midst, and it's not coming to say hi. It's not coming to just sit down and talk with you. The distribution of palliatives will be starting today. And it's starting in Igboora. Congratulations to you people. I mean, Ibadan people are already beefing you anyway.
Is that not the land of twins?
I'm telling you. I mean, so those who are interested, I know people like Tola have hung their boots. But those who are interested, find your way. But please don't go and short their ration. Your turn will come. It's turn by turn. So it's starting this morning in Igboora. Mr. Governor will be there this morning to share palliatives. I mean, it's just kickstarting the process from that particular location. And of course, that's of course, the Holy Barakwa will be, you'll feel the presence of Mr. Governor today. Well, somebody said it's much awaited.
Much awaited.
I'm of the opinion that it's better late than never. At least it's finally starting, and I can assure you pretty soon, maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow, we'll announce for Ibadan. So you heard it here first. Distribution of palliative starts today, and it's starting in Igboora. When we open the phone lines, we'll be expecting people from there. Ibarapa. Okay, at least if we can't get Igboora, we'll get Igboora. I can assure you, somebody's preparing to connect us from there now. So please feel free to let us know what you feel, your opinion, and of course we said it again. Those who are not in Ibarapa, any of the Barapas, it will soon be your turn. But it's starting from Igboora today.
And the governor being a man of his words, rest assured, the vulnerable, the poorest of the poor,
exactly.
Priority in this exercise. And I'm sure, Dayo, if you go there, Mr. Governor would ask you, Dayo, what are you doing here?
I will have to explain. I will have to, except I want to go and run commentary.
Okay.
I will have to explain. But I'm pretty sure the BCS crew will be there to cover and, of course, let people know how it goes throughout the whole day. All right, so we're broadcasting live from the studios of Oluyole 98.5 FM right here in Iliakede, Orita Bashoru, Ibadan. Also coming to you live via Agility 92.1 FM, Okiogun 96.3 FM, which tells you that we are live on the radio network of the Broadcasting Corporation of your state. For our online audience, we're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM. We're also live on Twitter, twitter.com/Oluyole FM or at Oluyole FM. Also on Instagram at Oluyole 98.5 FM. Mixler.com/Oluyole FM. Go on Radio Guide and just type in. There's only one radio station all over the world named Oluyole FM, and that's us. So you can watch us live. I'm watching myself right now on Facebook, so you can do the same anywhere you are in the world. Okay, for those who might want to join via any of those platforms. And the beauty of the online platform is this: you don't have to wait for us to on the phone lines to drop your comments. So you go there right now, drop your comments. Let's know what you feel, especially those from Illminders. We will give special attention to Igbo and the Barapa, you know, all the Taibos and Kendis. You know there are plenty there. So you know, feel free to go ahead, drop your comments. Let's know your opinion, what you feel. You know, I wanted to say they should drop their wish. I'm not the one distributing. I can't tell them, you know, that. But then, of course, let's have your opinion ahead of time. And as you know, we begin to reel out the news, feel free to also tell us your opinion about any of the stories from the dailies today. As we always do, today is the 6th day of the 5th month of the year 2020. Somebody's asking, so what's special about today, Abi? We'll go to the newspaper first. Let's do newspaper first. We're running out of time. I have a copy of the Punch newspaper.
And I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Major headline: COVID-19, Lagos battles shortage of reagents. FCT test kits running out. We have rider: merchants now treat chemical as if it's gold, says state government. Kano lacks adequate manpower for surveillance, contact tracing, says the presidential task force. Details of that on the front page, of course, majorly on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
On a banner headline, Nigerian Tribune this morning, a 6-year-old girl tests positive in Jigawa. Lagos discharges 60 patients in open protest in Gombe, complaining Bochi, controversy trails, and of coronavirus in Kogi. Now, 4 of 11 Sokoto travelers intercepted in Ibadan test positive. And cause of mysterious deaths in Kano uncertain, says Health Minister. Pages 3, 8, 25, and 30 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Federal government will offer small oil fields for licensing, says NNPC. Details of that on page 20. Are you interested? Go ahead. You want oil fields? You want a block? Or year money. I don't know, it does not carry much
is that
for now.
I wanted to say, is it that profitable
value right now? I mean, you know.
But of course, it's still it's an investment.
Sure.
Maybe for the near future.
Yeah. So, if you're interested in that, federal government will offer small oil fields for licensing. Details of that on page 20.
Also,
newspaper.
Okay. Also, federal government to further slash 2020 oil benchmark to $20 per barrel.
It's not like we have a choice. We don't have a choice. That's the truth. We just do not have it. Buhari Jonathan, remember late ex-president Yaradua. Wow. Details on page 15 of the Punch newspaper. President Umaru Musa Yaradua.
I'm not remembering Yaradua. Buhari Yaradua. We say it's two of a kind. Talking about the war against corruption, talking about what being firm on certain issues, being transparent. Although some people would argue that President Buhari, though as some form of zero tolerance for corruption, some people say he hasn't been firm enough. He hasn't been well. It depends on which way you want.
Each man to his opinion. Each one to his opinion, right there.
And Yaradua didn't stay long enough for us to be to actually know where he would have stood on the threshold of history, especially regarding the anti-corruption fight. I don't think he didn't stay that long.
We never got to experience him long enough to even know some of his plans, whether good or bad. But then I think for the few years that he spent, say months now, he did some laudable things. I mean, made some laudable moves that, I mean, we will always remember him for. I mean, a man that didn't have enough time to do enough. You can't really say whether, you know. But then he was a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and for me, that's a major achievement. That's the highest you can go in this country.
I would call him a compassionate leader, firm but kind, personal opinion.
His health just robbed him of everything. All right, Buhari Jonathan, remember late ex-president Yaradua. Details on page 15 of the Punch newspaper.
Also talking economy this morning, the economy to contract by 3.4%, debt service to rise by 200 billion naira, and our return 311 million Abacha loot will be spent, says presidency. I thought you already explained that.
When people keep talking, you just keep explaining. I hope they won't over-explain. Somebody say over shall I?
Because people just don't
and then begin to contradict each other. One explanation is enough, and we'll be fine. We just, like I said, let's be positive. Let's hope for the best that they will spend it well. So if it turns otherwise, fine. But let's just believe that they will do the right thing. With that money. That's just me, if you ask me. Page 9 of the Punch newspaper is a knock for a member of President Muhammadu Buhari's cabinet. Malami knocked for calling Abacha loot ex-dictators assets. That's what he said actually. Ex-dictators assets. Asset what?
Maybe it was a slip of tongue. Pardon me.
Asset far.
And maybe that wasn't the word he meant to use. Sometimes when you speak, especially when it comes to addressing public issues,
stolen money, sir. Asset.
He might have been searching for a certain word to use.
A lawyer, sir. A senior advocate.
Looking at it from that perspective, the mistakes would not be pardonable.
At that level.
If indeed it was a mistake.
But that's another thing. Another to the whole story. Malami knocked for calling Abacha loot ex-dictators assets. Details on page 9 of the Punch newspaper.
But come to think of it, if the loot was in his name and the country where he statutorily recognized it as belonging to him, can't we then say it's actually assets?
Our assets, not his assets.
It becomes our assets when it's recovered from
exactly
him.
But it's not his own assets. Saying ex-dictators assets, say Abacha assets.
All right. Now, under pressure, reps to subject infectious disease bill to public hearing. They're threatening to sue promoters of alleged $10 million bribe to pass bill. They should tell us it's not. Simply tell us it's not true. That
I know they got angry too. I pity Right Honorable from Bajabi. He too needed to just do the right thing. You don't need to rush the bill. It begins to smack of something underneath. People began to
why the hurry?
And that's why whether you like it or not, you can't help it. Some people just want to push some stories that they bribed you. That's why you are doing what you are doing. You were bribed. Somebody gave you this money. Now he said, okay, we'll step it down. We'll do what you want us to, which is the right thing anyway. I mean, you pass a bill and not have an open house where people come to discuss and debate it.
Will actually be
it's part of the process of passing a bill into law anyway. So yes, thank God they retraced their steps and decided that yes, there will be a public discussion. Yes, that's the right thing to do. And whoever said they were bribed will have to also explain too.
I know when I heard that the bill had passed first reading yesterday, I was beginning to wonder that these people have started again. Shouldn't there be a forum where controversial issues like this will be subjected to public scrutiny? You are representing the people. Is this what the people actually want, or what you think should be imposed on the vast majority of Nigerians who voted to represent them in those chambers? But thank God that they are now saying that they are going to subject it to public hearing. So that's the way to go.
All right. Ondo intercepts 20 Sokoto youths, women, children. Details on pages 4. How did they even get there in the first instance? I keep asking myself. Sokoto is far. We're talking almost 20 hours by road. That's even if you go through the main road, not the corner and all that.
It's not a day's journey actually.
Exactly. So how did they manage to get through all those states? From Sokoto to Kebbi. Sometimes if I even pass through Zamfara, Kebbi, and all that, before you get to Kwara, from Niger, Kwara, and then Oyo, then you now proceed to Ondo.
I want to look at these people that were intercepted. You begin to wonder what's so imperative, what is so necessary about that journey. They are not traders. They are not religious clerics who want to go on a mission of evangelizing. So I begin to wonder that what exactly was so important that couldn't at least wait for some time until this whole thing eases down.
Some school of thought believe that it's just this I don't care attitude that what would they do to me? I can move anywhere I want to move, and it's really we must be careful to say this at this point. It's really not just about northerners anyway. There are people in Oyo State today. Somebody might be listening to us right now who is planning to go to Lagos this morning. I mean, so there are people who still do these things and they do it brazenly. I mean, they don't really care. I will not now go. It's just Ijebu now. Let me quickly go to Ogun State and come back. There's a law. There's a lockdown. Please stay at home. And of course we cannot but also one another indict the security agencies who are supposed to maintain one another on our border towns. Why would you allow this?
The stories that they get bribed by the commercial transport operators and for that the passengers themselves are willing to pay more. I understand a trip from Ibadan to Lagos now costs 3,000 naira. So I heard this. So I learned.
So there are still trips. Should there be trips?
People are still going and coming.
That's it, and that's why I don't want us to just focus on just it's those northerners who are about us here. We are not different now. I mean, so if you are saying no, I just want to go and see my in-law, whichever way. They too, they probably going to see their girlfriend. So, are you any different? That is a Malam and you are a Christian or you are an Afar. Does that change anything? We are both violating the law. That's just it. So we should talk to ourselves as people. We should talk to ourselves. Very, very important. Very, very important. You have one other headline there, or is it the same thing?
This one also says your border areas porous extend COVID-19 testing to Okyogun, Ogbomoso, and that's coming from the Oyo State Assembly. They are actually
very good.
Telling Governor Sheyi Makinde he should do something about the porous borders and then also extend COVID-19 testing to
those locations.
I recall the governor actually said that in due course that they would have testing centers in those geopolitical zones.
It's important. It's important. Nice call from the House of Assembly, State House of Assembly. That's Christian Association of Nigeria, writes Gbajabia Mila demands infectious disease bill withdrawal. Details on page 7 of the Punch newspaper.
A customer who slummed was hungry, had no symptom of COVID-19, says FCMB.
Oh, slummed in front of bank or inside bank. Oh, see what COVID has caused. I mean, you can just not but feel for these people. He came to withdraw money and was hungry and may God help us stamp out this virus.
And I'm sure that bank is quickly coming out to say that he didn't have COVID-19, so that probably they wouldn't want to shut down the bank.
Well, I hope they took care of it.
Yes, I hope they did.
That's what matters. God does not know anybody. If you can't eat, if you don't have, food security is key. Someone doesn't have access to food, you will be hungry. Now there's no doubt. Assembly suspends Osun local government chair for misconduct. Details of that on page 13 of the Punch newspaper.
I didn't say COVID-19 is responsible for mysterious deaths in Kano, Gwazu. Well, if it's not COVID-19, they should better quickly find out what is
I understand there's another stage too that's already experiencing mysterious death. Who talks about mysterious death during this kind of pandemic? Plus or minus COVID-19 now. Mysterious death. So that you don't add it to the list of death toll, right? That they won't say your state is people are dying, you are covering it. Okay. Well, he said it's no longer COVID-19. No problem. All right, so at this juncture, I think it's important to give an update, COVID-19 updates in Nigeria, and of course, globally. Confirmed cases in Nigeria is now standing at 2,950 as at the time this newspaper was published. 2,950. Discharged 481, which means we have about 2,500 confirmed cases. Death stands at 98. States, the breakdown: Lagos still has the highest, 1,126. FCT with 307. Kano has already overshot FCT. Kaduna has 397 confirmed cases, Osun with 37, Oyo State now has 44. I understand there are about 5 confirmed cases again yesterday. Edo with 65 cases, Ogun with 91 cases, Kwara 16, Katsina 92, Bauchi with 83 cases, Kaduna 84, Akwa Ibom 16, Delta 17, Ekiti 12, Ondo 13, Enugu 8, Rivers 14, Niger 4, Benue 2, Anambra 1, Borno is now 106, Jigawa 39, Plateau 4, Bayelsa 5, Kebbi 13, Zamfara 27, Yobe State has 13 confirmed cases, Abia 2, Gombe 98, Sokoto 67, Adamawa 14, Taraba 15, Ebonyi has 5 cases, Imo 2, Nasarawa 11, still none from Kogi. World, that's the global update now. Across the world, we have 3,722,033 confirmed cases. Global death count right now is standing at 257,887. 98 only from Nigeria. We pray it does not shoot too much. I mean, we seriously pray. At least now that there's a drug, remdesivir, that can be used to treat it, while we wait for the vaccine, we seriously hope at least we should be able to manage it better than we are managing it at the moment.
Alright, CBN PTF barred from unbudgeted spending of COVID-19 donations. 83% of Nigeria's business owners set to downsize, cut salaries, unless that's coming from the LCCI. And 20 fair killed houses raised in Taraba community. That's on page 29 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And I think this editorial of the Punch catches my attention. COVID-19, governors should take more responsibility. I think if you can lay your hands on the Punch newspaper, that sounds like something worth reading. Okay, quickly on the sport scene, before we take some major stories. Okay. Coronavirus, Barca players undergo tests today. Obviously, Spain is preparing. The La Liga, they are ramping up preparations to restart or to continue or end the league now, as the case may be. Ramsey back at Juve training. Ronaldo quarantined. Oh, really? All right. That's on page 28 of the Punch newspaper.
No more tennis this year, Nadal predicts.
Wow.
And NFF chieftain dies at 50. That's talking about Honorable Chief Ofo Okenwa. He died on Tuesday morning at the age of 50.
Yeah.
Chairman of the Enugu State Football Association. He's also the chairman of the Enugu State Football Association.
NFF executive committee member Okenwa dies at 50. Wow, that's
He said he had leukemia.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I mean, the Nadal story is also here. Nadal predicts tennis return in 2021, so he has given up on 2020. Yeah. COVID-19, FIFA money not relief fund, says Pinnick.
And the Eagles tired at 2010 World Cup, says Echigile.
And we have Osimhen rules out Syria A move. A table won't rule out Stoke exit, and 2 tests positive for coronavirus at Mönchengladbach. Okay, that's it. Let's take major stories, and I think the most important one there, this biggest one right here, is COVID-19 Lagos battles shortage of reagents. FCT test kits running out, on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 at the House of Representatives on Tuesday said Kano State had become the epicenter of coronavirus in the north. The PDF chairman and secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who led other members of the task force, including the Minister of Health, Dr. Osagie Hanire, Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, disclosed these while briefing the House on the war against the virus in the country. He said Kano State lacked adequate manpower for surveillance and contact tracing. Also on Tuesday, the Lagos State government said it was battling with a shortage of reagents. The Federal Capital Territory on its part said it was facing a shortage of test kits. In March, there was no COVID-19 case in Kano State. But since April 11, when it recorded its index case, there has been a surge in the number of persons infected with the virus. Currently, the state with 365 cases is second only to Lagos State with 1,183 cases as of 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Mustafa expressed concern over the spread of the disease in Kano State. Kano is fast emerging as the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic in the north, which necessitated Mr. President's specific directives in his broadcast on Monday, 27th April 2020. He said, COVID-19, Lagos battles shortage of reagents, FCT test kits running out.
A very grim situation.
Grim. I mean, that's the right word right now. Because we've been shouting, yeah, test more. If the equipment, the facilities, the reagents, the kits are running out, and there's no hope of getting more, how do we test more?
And there's a call to privileged Nigerians. We know quite a lot of them have been doing their best. They've actually been, they've actually tried very hard by way of actually reaching out to the society. But then this is a time to further call on Nigerians to do more, especially the privileged ones, to actually do more, to actually rise up at this time and actually see themselves as having a mission, having a purpose to actually save not just Nigerians but humanity.
That's it, we're saving ourselves. I mean, the less this pandemic COVID-19 spreads, the safer we are. But if we allow it to fester, it's better, I mean, imagined than experienced.
And the mention about Kano, I think there's particular cause to worry. And what again bothers me is the fact that what the federal government seems to be going back and forth on Kano becoming the epicenter of this disease, and the cause of the mysterious deaths, particularly the federal government is yet to come out very clear. Now, I think what we read was yesterday about a confirmation, or sometimes the day before yesterday, about a confirmation that most of the deaths were due to COVID-19. But we are hearing something different from the Minister of Health now. He says cause of mysterious deaths in Kano yet uncertain. The story says the federal government has dismissed report that the mysterious deaths in Kano State were caused by COVID-19. Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ehanire, gave the position while addressing members of the House of Representatives at the plenary on Tuesday, adding that the Presidential Task Force (PTF) was still awaiting the result of tests carried out in the state. He said the statement attributed to the PTF team leader in Kano State was false, adding that the PTF would be able to make a comprehensive statement on the Kano situation once the test results were out. Cause of mysterious deaths in Kano yet uncertain. And we also have Guazo saying that he did not attribute the mysterious deaths to COVID-19. So where do we go from here, Dayo?
Image laundry, trying to do some damage control there. No doubt.
With lives, with human lives.
I mean, so I did not say this. This is not what I meant. You know, I used to things like this. Trust me, it's not the first time. We are used to it. Many times people will say, "No, I didn't say it. Or I didn't mean it." The truth is, people are dying, and the earlier we do the right thing, the better. So whether or not, I'm not in Kano, I've not been to Kano for a while, so I can't justify, or I mean, I can't say whether what they said is true or not. It's not our job here. It's what they say, and we see in the newspaper that we discuss. So if they say they are not saying it again, fine. I mean, so they said they are not, I mean, they never said so, they never meant so. Congratulations. We pray they do the right thing for their people. There's this story here, budget. FG slashes oil benchmark further to $20. You took a particular headline there. You know, the federal government on Tuesday reviewed plans to cut the oil price benchmark for the current budget for $20 per barrel. the government would make it the second time in the federal government. This development would make it the second time the federal government is slashing the oil benchmark for the 2020 budget. The sharp fall in the price of crude oil had earlier forced the government to slash the benchmark from $57 per barrel to $30. We're due for commercial break. I can see Aisha waving at us. It's 7 a.m. destination time, 7:30 a.m. We'll go on the break. When we're back, conversation continues. Don't go. All right, so glad to know you're there. You're still listening to Oluyole 98.5 FM, and of course, it's conversation with Dayo and Tola. Before we went on that break, we're talking about, of course, a particular major headline here: federal government, reviewing the budget again. It was $57 at the time. It was reviewed to $30, now to $20.
$20.
Is it a function of the Orosai report here?
I think it's a function of COVID-19,
of course, COVID-19 is leading us into the Orosai report, where committee
are forcing us to implement what that report says.
Exactly, so some parastatals will be, joined. Some will have to go eventually. Some people will lose their job. Let's face it.
The LCC already said that unless certain things happen, that
where would they put them? Some are going. So what do you for commercial break right now? Okay, so we'll take that break and we'll come back. Let's make some money. Don't go anywhere.
Are you aware that you can now obtain your certificate of occupancy in just 60 days under the Oyo State Home Owner Status Scheme, OYHOC? Just buy the OYHOC recharge card for 6,000 naira only from the Office of Lands and the Local Government, LCDA, or at the Secretariat, Agodi. Register your application by following instructions on the back of the recharge card, as the PIN number on the recharge card is the application number, and only applications with a vital PIN will be processed. The good news is that CFO processing fee for various types of properties are affordable and can be paid instrumentally. Not only that, your CFO can be used for bank loan or any financial transaction. It is now digitalized, so information on it can be accessed anytime, anywhere in the world. Hurry up! This offer is only available to the 31st of December 2020. For further inquiries, call 0700-696-52637.
Conversation.
All right, we're glad to know you're still there. I will take one or two more stories and we'll open the phone lines. You have one. Okay, let's even settle this issue of now $20 per barrel. The truth is, we will not have enough money to fund our project.
It's also, the story also says we are going to service debt with 200 billion. Our debt service to rise by 200 billion.
To rise by 200 billion, which means it's not, it's just increasing. Okay, I think we should take that story.
Oh, okay. The economy, which slid into recession in 2016 and began growing positively in June 2017, was already contending with low growth of around 2% before oil prices plummeted in February. Now we're in the process of an amendment that is bringing down the revenue indicator to $20 per barrel. That's working out the Minister of Finance speaking now. Now about the impact of low oil prices on the country. At the online conference, the minister also said Nigeria oil and gas projects would be delivered much later than originally planned due to upstream budget cuts. Federal government will also cut oil production to 1.7 million barrels per day from the 2.1 million barrels per day initially proposed in the budget under an agreement brokered by the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. Now, talking about OPEC, that's an organization we don't really hear much about again. The all-powerful OPEC, remember those days when OPEC actually dictated the economic pace of the entire world?
Those days, there are several power blocks now. There's OPEC, there's OPEC Plus. There's another group, and then there are some nations, the Germany, the Russia, Saudi Arabia. These guys can afford to thwart everything called OPEC. While OPEC was saying they were going to do a cut in production, and that was part of the reason that even led us to where we are now. You know, the oil glut and all of that. Sometimes in February, late February, stroke March, early March, you know, when everybody were OPEC agreed to an oil cost, Saudi Arabia said no. We will continue. In fact, we will increase production. I mean, it was that serious, showing you their power. They said, no, we will increase it, whatever you like, do, you know, and all that. So, and Russia too was not bowing down. These guys don't really respect OPEC like that. You know, yes, sometimes they sit down, they have meetings. By the time they get out, everybody goes back to do what they're doing.
I know that those days when even the Nigerian petroleum minister was all powerful.
Yes. Funny enough, our man is in charge of OPEC. We have somebody, I mean, a former NNPC GMD, what's his name now? He's a Barkindo now. Malam Barkindo, engineer now. He's the one heading OPEC, but because OPEC is not that altogether powerful again, that's why we are seeing what we're seeing now in the world. If not, I mean, a Nigerian sitting on OPEC, you know, I mean, we should be able to call some shots. Unfortunately, it's as if nobody can decide for OPEC any longer. If OPEC decides, there's OPEC plus, which means there are some people outside the ring, and some countries have decided that they will do what they will do. I mean, yes, irrespective of whatever decision, you know, anybody makes. So it's unfortunate. Everybody wants to make money. I don't blame them, you know. Everybody wants to cash out as fast as possible. Even the US with their WTI, West Texas Intermediate, they can afford to sell at any amount. They just to spoil market for some people, or to make sure they are at least in the market. But we pray for Nigeria that whether one way or another, this country will remain afloat. Because we can't even imagine what will happen. Money does not come in.
I'm talking about alternative to oil economy.
Is there an alternative?
Well, with agriculture, but there's a worrisome headline here. COVID-19, 30,000 tons of cocoa line waste at Lagos.
I saw that headline yesterday, and I almost shed tears, because these things have shelf life. They can spoil if they don't move out on time. Unfortunately, COVID-19 is affecting a lot of things. You know, a particular company was mentioned. People came to invest in Nigeria. If they lose 20,000 tons, that company alone has 20 of the 30,000. A single company has 20,000 tons. I said that's serious debt if it does not move out. But it's not the fault of the Nigerian government. It's just COVID-19, and we just pray that we get out of the woods of the pandemic in good time.
Very soon.
Time check, 7:07 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. It's conversation with Dayo and Tola. The phone line is open. 08055 009850 08055 009850. That's the line to join the discussion in the studio from wherever you are. Don't forget, if you are from Igbora especially, or anywhere, any of the 7 Ibarapas, you are welcome. Let's hear your opinion. You are the ones receiving first, you know, from the state government, the palliative sharing this morning. So please, let's get to know your view about all this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Your name and location?
This is Sunday from Oluyole.
Okay, please go ahead.
I don't have much to say this morning, but I just personally want to greet you, Mr. Bethlehem. And I'm grateful for your hearing this, that is with you.
Thank you so much, sir.
I want to greet our governor, so that I will be with him and lead him through. So, the issue of we call it demand data award. So, they are pleading the federal government to let the man to go home and rest, to choose another one that can work very well on that issue of diamond. And again, the government should try as much as possible to buy maybe, you can call it vaccine or injections for the cure of polar virus, or to renew our laboratories so that our people too can reason. So we have many talented people in Nigeria. So the Lord will be with us.
Amen. Amen. All right. Thank you so much for the comment. We really appreciate you for that. Of course, we can take comments. Let me quickly jump. Oh, there's another caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Dayo and Tola.
Good morning, sir.
Hello?
Good morning, sir.
morning,
We can hear
well,
you.
My name is Mustafa. I'm calling from Okumasho.
Nice to have you.
Please, as you are calling the state that has the COVID-19, I didn't hear Cross River. Is Cross River have any?
That's because they've not logged in any any confirmed case. I think there are 2 states now. There, Cross River and Kogi. No confirmed case yet from there.
Thank you very much. You are doing a good job.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate your call. On Facebook, Odunayo Isaiah saying good morning, guys. Oluwaseun Okikiola Okanlawon. Good morning, dear auntie. We appreciate Mr. Governor Seyi Makinde for his special ways of doing things. Okay, thank you too. We really appreciate you. Go back to the phone lines.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Tayo and Tayo. I'm doing a very
Tola and Dayo.
good job. You are doing a very good job.
Thank you, sir.
I need to comment on Kano. Why I'm so particular about Kano is that I've stayed a while in the north. And I know the way they behave, especially the Alumajis. I'm calling you from Mochwada.
Okay.
Now, we have started to have upsurge of the other extractions in our state. And I was talking to some people yesterday that there is need for us, potent need for us to call those northern people, ask them who are the new RICs, who have just recently arrived, so that we will not sit down unnecessarily and behave as if nothing is going to happen. More so that the situation at hand has it that these symptoms may not be feasible with the carrier. If that should be the case, we need to be very, very, very careful with Kano cases. And the issue of pushing up and down as it was going on among the officials of the presidential task force is not going to do Nigeria any good. I said this, I don't mean to say this, I mean to say this. It's not this time. Coronavirus is not the side. And the issue of partial lockdown that Governor Biden was trying the president to do, which the president has considered, is not going to help the Kano indigene. The presidential task force should go deep down and get to know what is the mysterious nature of the death that is happening in Kano. We should be able to do something again so that we don't sit on keg or gunpowder. You see what happened yesterday? They moved Alimodere to Jigawa turned them back.
Yes.
And I've been hearing you people commenting that let Alimodere stay where they are. Let those governors take care of them. It's not this time you are pushing them up and down. No.
Kogi too rejected them. Thank you so much. It's not just so that we won't make it look like it's one governor that is bad in the north. Kogi also rejected them. So, and I'm sure they have their reasons. So we just need to respect their decision to not accept at this juncture. You didn't bring them back during the election so that you had to them, but you are bringing them back now. And I think those governors reserve the right to not accept the people they are bringing.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Kudos for a great work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
I want to thank the governor of Oyo. I'm a little much come from Ile-Ife.
Oh, nice to have you.
So starting with palliative, I want to advise that the measures should be put in place to ensure social and physical distancing. Because a lot of persons will be at that end in this palliative. This is about thanking hunger. There's going to be done so that there is no promotion of people just coming in because it will be given to them. Then secondly, I want to also say that the country should make more effort on agriculture. Because just imagine if we're still depending on Thailand rice as it was in the past now, we'll have been having serious hunger in the land. But thank God that a little bit agriculture is taking the stronghold, like poultry farmers are doing out their poultry products and all that. And just be going to emphasize agriculture, do all that they can, invest heavily in that sector, employ more users so that going forward we can be self-sufficient. God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you so much. Olakunle Dawn at Olakunle_Dawn on Twitter saying, I heard that Minister of Health said presidency may consider herbal drug to cure COVID-19 when Madagascar had gone far. Well, if they're saying it now, well, it's better late than never. I think it's still a good option if they start it now. It's also saying it is a good thing for Buhari to know that Yaradua was a man of the people who has compassion and empathy on Nigeria. Well, yeah, of course, Yaradua, he did his best. We cannot but say that. Yussuf AI at Abuspe, also on Twitter, is saying it is advisable if our Nigerian government can create isolation or testing centers within an existing primary health care center and not build new ones. We need to be resourceful and learn to multitask in this country. The only challenge with our primary health care centers is that they will have to upgrade and spend saving. That's the truth. And I'm not sure we have the capacity to equip all primary health care centers.
When we talk about these things sometimes, I believe there are so many things that can be done in this country. Talking about the enormous resources that have disappeared into private hands.
I agree.
So there is virtually nothing.
On that note, I agree with you.
Talking about provision of resources in this country, if there is the political will to do certain
we
things,
should be able to achieve these things.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Today from Lanlate is talking.
Nice to have you, sir.
Someone for me, bro.
Thank you very much. Khan has won House of Representatives not to promulgate any law that will affect us in Nigeria concerning COVID-19. So we are saying now that they should heed to that advice so that everything that they do will not affect people of Nigeria, especially the Christians. God bless you. Reverend Babatode from Lanlate.
Okay. All right, Reverend. He's a member of CAN. We understand. We can understand that. Matthew Olalero on Facebook is saying, good morning, you're well done. Oh, yes, oh, from Ilero. Okay, when you see people adding, to their comments and all that. Adiola Sunday, good morning, Tola and Dayo. Kudos to Governor Sheyi Makinde for kickstarting distribution of COVID-19 palliative items to the people of Oyo State, starting from Igbora. Shaki people are expecting, okay. Comrade Adiola, we can see you.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir. Please turn down the volume of your radio set, sir.
I've left the area. I'm going within the vicinity.
Okay.
Hello.
This is Abu talking from Ogumoso.
Oh, nice to have you, sir.
Now, thank you for all your efforts to enlighten us. And I thank the governor of Oyo State. Even trying to go to visit the boundary between the state and Ogun State and so on. But what is surprising me is that we have these security men at our borders. And these people are still sneaking in. Recently they caught some Alumengiri in Oyo State. How did they get there? When these people are in the border? That is one. Another one, sir. Our border in the state. Because the security guys should be more vigilant and the natives should support them to fish out these people coming from that area. I want to talk on the Alumengiri. During the Jonathan regime, they opened school for them. What happened about those schools, which they did for Alumengiri? And like it can in those days when we have the primary of North. Can these Alumengiri go out? So that the primary can still come back? God help Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate your call.
Point there. What happened to the Almajiri schools?
We'll ask the federal government what they're doing about that. I'm sure you cannot answer that question. Neither can I. All right. So on Facebook, Ajayi Jacob saying good morning, well done. Sani Ezekiel saying kudos to you guys. Abacha's reign is here again. Oh, God day, sha. Okay, all right. Samson or Paola saying good morning, Dayo and Tola. You people are doing a wonderful job. You have become morning tonic to the populace. May you be continually strengthened. Comrade or Paola SO from Gumosho, thank you so much. We say amen to your prayer. Bolanli Ayo saying good morning, guys. FG slashing budget, even with IMF loan and Abacha money. Uriwa Makwe last. Okay, I didn't see that coming. In fact, I'm like, okay. Sulaman Taiwo, good morning, sirs. Concerning the situation, since when it started, they have been saying the death is not really COVID-19, but they are still running tests. Since then, no test result has been housed. Who are they deceiving? Not until when all the people are dead. May God save us. Abu Afso from Orita Naira, Obomosho. Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Hello, you're on. Please call back. And when you call, please stay away from your radio set or you turn down the volume. Okay. Ajilore Damilare Samuel on Facebook is saying, well done, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, where with you? Good morning.
We can hear you. Good morning. Hello, we can hear you. Please call back. Prince Adelawa Kayode Emmanuel on Facebook is saying greetings from this side. On the description of palliative items in Oyo State, kudos to GSM. I enjoy the people in charge to fear. I enjoin the people in charge to fear God in the exercise. If they don't mind, I'm available to help. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, good morning, sir.
I am a caller from Adejan.
Oh, nice to have you, sir.
Yeah, God bless you. I have only two comments on your news.
Please go ahead, sir.
The first one is that since our federal government has no interest on these Nigerians, the reason is that we are talking about sharing of 20,000 naira to each citizen. Up to that, nothing was done. You don't know where the money is. God bless you. Second, sir, we need our unnecessary network needs now. From incoming and outgoing of the people in this area, we should get our government to please. But I am talking about a party of head security person. God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. The phone line is still open. Orogbade Williams, Oro, is saying, well done, my guys. I believe COVID-19 is real, but I begin to doubt the sincerity of number of cases being released from different states of the Federation. And this call for serious attention, especially when Abacha money is released now. Everybody's talking about this Abacha money.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, nice to have you, Prince. Prince, you are not audible enough. You might have to call us. Hello. Hello, sir. He's still not audible. He's still not so audible. Please do well to call us back. Oh.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
That is Williams calling.
Okay.
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 I want to ask, this border that these trucks are coming into the state, so, are they not manned by custom, police, the soldiers, the SBC, and all other paramilitary organizations? How come with the declaration these people are still able to cross the border? Now we talk about those that are coming from Sokoto, and I keep wondering how many borders, how many states did they cross to get to Oyo State? And yet none of these people that should man the borders were able to discover them until they got here. See, when are we going to truly be serious about the things that concern our welfare as a country and as a people? The laws that are made, at this time, there's a need for us to stay put where we are. But somehow, some people still brazenly go about disrespecting these laws, and somehow they are not punished the way they ought to be punished. When are we going to put actual deterrent in place?
right, thank you. And I think this is not just an Oyo State thing, because I can see somebody tweeting here that if she is having passion for citizens, is he also having passion on strangers with virus? This is a citizen problem. I would not expect the governor or Mr. President or the PTF to go and stand in the middle of the road on all the borders. They can't do that. We need to talk to ourselves.
Yes, sir.
That's it. We just need to talk to ourselves. If you don't go on the road and bribe policeman that you want to pass, they won't collect bribe from you now. We are the problem. We should just tell ourselves the truth. It's really not about the president or some governors or our governor. You know, you should leave his house and go and man the border. Really.
And bribery will thrive because
somebody is offering it. I think we should tell ourselves the truth here. We should just be able to tell ourselves the truth, because when people begin to say somebody is not acting on the border, you should go there. Well, maybe we should go and start presenting, from one of the borders too, and see if it will work. It's still us. We should tell ourselves the truth. Let's stop disobeying law and order of the land.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Tola and Dayo. God bless you.
Amen, ma.
Please, what are they going to do with Abacha loot? Are they going to share the money that they are slashing the budget every now and then? This is the 5th month. Nothing has been done. Amen.
Alright. I think they've been trying to explain Ashalaye all the time.
What they're going to do with the body.
The Lagos Badon Expressway, they mentioned some projects. And Grandma, please join our team. Let us be hopeful that the money will be rightfully spent. If it eventually does not now get well spent, we'll know what to do. But let's just believe for once.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Okay, Prince.
The problem we have in this country, it is only God that can save us. Government says we should stay in there, we should not move from one state to another. People are still migrating from one state to another. What exactly are they looking for? Some people don't like themselves. I want to advise our security men to please do what they do for. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, I told you about something that I was in a place very close to government. I said these alimentary people, they were all to people, they were coming down from the lorry. What are they looking for? They rejected them in that state and they want to go and install them in another state. So I want to advise our security men to please do what they say for, to please restrict the movement of these people.
All right.
Then secondly, our state border is very, very close. I still want to advise our security to please ensure there is adequate surveillance across the distance in the state. So that we can they stop them from coming in. They stop them from migrating into the state.
Right. Thank you so much, Prince. We are out of time. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you. On Facebook, I'm sorry, we can't take it. That's the last call. Anyway, Samson Opaola says he thinks appropriate words should be Abacha loot instead of Abacha assets. Okay, we appreciate you. Akim, Taufik, Sulaiman, Taiwo, Oladosu, Dauda, Adeshino, Agbomojo, Olewa, Deji, Olaore, Olopade, Olukemi, Akinwale, Oyeleye. We appreciate you. Sorry we can't take your comments. We're out of time. Bolaji is in the studio right now. Nada is saying no more tennis this year till 2021.
Well, that's what it's looking like already. I mean, we already missed about 2 Grand Slams already out of 4.
Wow.
So this thing happened. I mean, it will be very difficult to actually have a major sporting event this year if you want to be realistic. I mean, doing that will just mean calling for a COVID-19 Pro. 26. Wow.
I know, you want to play Corona Cup like those in some part of Nigeria. All right, that's it on the show today. Till tomorrow when we come your way again in conversation with Dayo and Tola. I remain Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I'm Tola Teriba. Good morning.
Leaving you in the safe hands of Oluwaji Ogumola. Up next, Sport Tidbits.
Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check at 7:30 a.m. I know it's sport time right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM. It's time to bring you up to speed with all the happenings making it out in the beautiful world of sports. Bringing you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest news. Not to forget exclusive content, exclusive interviews from the movers and shakers of the world of sport. We'll simply sit down with them and, of course, bring you all you need to know as far as your sporting stars is concerned. No wonder, yes, Spotted Beat is the most listened to English sports show in the Southwest. Well, my name is Boluwaji Ogumola. Don't forget you're online. It's www.bcos.tv/listen or check it out on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM, and on Twitter we're at Oluyole FM. You can also download our mobile application on Google Play Store to listen to us anywhere you are on planet Earth. A massive shout out to listeners on Agility FM 92.1 and on Okio FM 96.3. Yes, we're here again to bring you all the news that you can use from the world of sports. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start from the locals, and this time around we are going to Abia State, where the management board of Abia Warriors, headed by Pastor Emeka Inyama, has provided palliatives to the loyal supporters of the club to cushion the hard effect of the coronavirus pandemic. The distribution of the relief packages, which included mainly food items, took place yesterday at the club's complex in Umuahia. Pastor Emeka Inyama, the executive chairman of Abia Warriors, presented the items on behalf of the board, management, and players of the club, thanking the supporters for their unalloyed support. All right, the items made available to the supporters include food items, hand sanitizers, liquid soap, and undisclosed amount of money. That's a club appreciating their fans and making sure that they stay safe during this tough period in the world. All right, moving on this morning, the NFL president Amaju Pinnick has disclosed that the federation is very much happy with the current Super Eagles squad and really looking forward to achieving success with the current team. Amaju Pinnick said this amidst a report linking the federation with players who are eligible to represent the country. Pinnick revealed that the team has been boosted by the addition of Heracles Almelo striker Cyril Desires, who recently finished as top scorer in the Dutch Eredivisie. The Belgian forward decided to switch allegiance to the West African country following his impressive season with his Dutch club that saw him score 15 goals and recorded 5 assists. While many reports have linked other foreign-born attackers with the Super Eagles, the former CAF first vice president Amaju Pinnick insisted that the federation is very much satisfied with the current team and maintain that they are currently building a team that could challenge for major honors in the nearest future. Yes, we believe in the boys and we trust them to bring honors to Nigeria. Alright, still in the glass house this morning, NFF President Amajim Pinnick has stressed that the $500,000 released to the NFF by FIFA would be spent transparently, but stressed that the funds are not a palliative to aid the federation cope with the fallout from the coronavirus pandemic. Well, Pinnick said the funds are regular statutory payments from FIFA, which were released early to enable football federations around the world continue their operational obligations to staff and other third parties. FIFA had made available the sum of $150 million to be shared between its 211 member football associations as the first step of a relief plan to assist the football community impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The funds, which were shared $500,000 each to each national governing body for operational funding for 2019 to 2020, was a source from the Ford 2.0 program, which was launched back in 2016 and will provide $1.746 billion in total over the 2019-2022 period. According to FIFA, the funds would normally be delivered upon fulfillment of specific criteria, but the prevailing circumstances forced a relaxation of the regulation. So for people who feel that the FIFA money is a palliative, is meant to be shared among Nigerians, Pinnick is saying no. It is their statutory fund that they normally receive every year from FIFA for football development in Nigeria. Alright, moving on this morning. Don't forget, we've been on the Victor Osimhen series, and today we hit episode 3 of Victor Osimhen series, and today the Super Eagles striker will be talking to us about his experience at the National Under-17 camp and the main reason why he almost walked out of the camp. Let's listen to Victor Osimhen.
It's a whole different life, it's a whole different story, you understand? And that was when Amunike was so mean. Like, mostly to me, because I haven't had the time to speak with the players. Like, how is this man? But it shows me, like, the first time I came into the camp, it was so mean, and I was really mad, you know. He would insult me and everything like that. I was mad, like I wanted to leave the camp. Yes, I wanted to leave. To frankly speaking, I wanted to leave the camp. Like, it's not normal. I came here to find greener pasture. I need encouragement. So then I never knew. Now I know. Like, should I say 3 years ago, I realized that. So everything this man has been telling me was just to motivate me.
Yeah.
To bring out the best in me. You understand? It was like, this man don't like me. That was what I used to say. To me, even to my roommate, like, coach don't like me. I don't know what I want to do again. You know, I was like, I'm fed up. Like, I want to leave. You understand? But I kept on going. Irregardless, I kept on going. Like, I want to show to coach that I can do it. Like, in the game, maybe I scored 2 or 3 goals. Beside me. But I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I was like, no, coach is. I was like, no, coach is something else. You know. Then I saw that I was not the only one. Screamed at Kelechi Nwakali. When he screamed at Samuel Chukwueze, when he brought them out, I was like, oh, I was not the only one on this. Then I went to them and I said, can you tell me more about coach? And they was like, no, coach will never rub the player on the head like, hey, pamper you or something like that. Even though you win 20-0, he would never pamper you on the head. So then I never knew that coach was trying to bring out the best in me. Even some of the qualities I never knew I possessed. He brought them out and trying to show me that you have this. You have to be disciplined to bring out this quality in you. You have to work so hard. You have to put the team first before yourself. And I think it's not just me. I think it's the whole squad.
Yes, yeah.
Each of these players have this mentality now. I mean, when we camp in Calabar, we don't put on the TV. No phone. You cannot go to your teammates' room. If you're caught, is it that you go home or you'll be punished? You'll be punished. So this thing is more like, it's like a home training, irregardless of the training on the beach, or it's like a more
There you listen to Victor Osimhen. That's the episode 3 of the Victor Osimhen series. Now you know why our under-17 team continue to make us proud. Yes, they go through very, very serious training while in camp. They get disciplined so that they will become a better player and a better man. Right away from that, tomorrow Osimhen will be sharing with us his experience so far with the Super Eagles of Nigeria and of course with his club side. Alright, moving on this morning. It was indeed a dark day for Nigerian football yesterday as the NNL chairman Chidi Ofo died at the age of 50, according to a statement by the NFL. Ofo, who had been battling with leukemia, died in a private hospital in Enugu after collapsing in the early hours of Tuesday. Apart from his position as head of Nigeria's second-tier football Nigerian National League, the NFF Executive Committee member doubled as head of the Enugu State Football Association. Following the confirmation of his death, tributes have been pouring in for the season football administrator. One of these is from the management of Shooting Stars Sports Club, who described in a Facebook post as unfortunate the demise of the chairman of the Nigerian National League. The remains of the late NNL chief have been transported to a mosque in Enugu, and the NFF claims that they are in contact with his family with regards to his burial rights. Pray that he often continue to rest in peace. Alright, moving on to the continent of Africa, where the Nigerian Football Federation, yes, Fenifoot is what they are called, has cancelled their 2019-2020 League 1 season due to the coronavirus outbreak. The league was initially suspended on the 18th of March to contain the spread of the virus after match day 20, with USGN sitting at the summit with 40 points, while Sahel SC and ASS Unide follow in the second and third spot respectively. Following an extraordinary meeting held on Monday, Fenifoot agreed to cancel the entire campaign without promotion or relegation, while the clubs who represented the country as Nigeria Republic in 2018-2019 CAF inter-club competitions will return to the continent next season. ASS Sonidep qualify for next season's CAF Champions League, and USGN will fly the country's flag in the Confederations Cup. Elsewhere, Mauritania have also cancelled their 2019-2020 League 1 season after match day 19, with Travegas Zien at the top with a 4-point lead. Alright, let me just give you names of teams in Africa that have already declared their current season null and void. Angola, yes, they are actually declared their league null and void, as well as Mauritania, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Liberia, Ethiopia, and Kenya. They've all declared their league null and void. Like for Kenya, they've declared Gomaya as winners of the league. And you continue to ask, what's the situation with the NPFL? We're going to complete the league, or it will also be cancelled or declared null and void. We just keep our fingers crossed. Moving on, Anthony Oluwafemi Olaseni Joshua says he's looking forward to defeat Cobra Pulev, and he's very sure that he will stroll to victory against Cobra Pulev and also against Tyson Fury. He says that all that is in his mind is to defeat his next two opponents, whether the bookmakers like it or not. He believes in his abilities, most especially after losing for the first time against Andrews last year. He says that defeat has taught him a lot of lessons. This time around, facing Cobra Pulev and Tyson Fury is ready to go, and is very sure that he will walk past them. Moving back to the world of football this morning, Barcelona players will be tested for COVID-19 at the club's training ground today before resuming individual training in the coming days. The Liga teams have been given permission to return to training this week following the easing of some restrictions by the government. Barcelona say that the league gave the go-ahead for testing after inspecting the facilities at their training ground. The Liga organizers are aiming for a June restart to the season. Still in the La Liga, let's move to the Santiago Bernabeu, where Real Madrid has stepped up preparations for football's return. The club has been keeping players, coaching staff, as well as youth team players and auxiliary staff up to date about the latest development. The players have been told to report for the Babes today, where they will each undergo a coronavirus test as well. Luka Jovic, the only player who spent quarantine outside of Spain, returned yesterday. We understand that they will all go through that test later today. It will be the first time that the first team squad has been back at Real Madrid City since the complex was closed 55 days ago to the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga is set to receive the go-ahead to return football on the 15th of May, with the government of Germany poised to agree on measures to further ease coronavirus restrictions in the country. The report has it that the measure to control the spread of the virus will be eased in a teleconference with Chancellor Angela Merkel scheduled for today. The state premises are expected to give the green light for the league to resume. We just wait and see if it will be safe enough to resume football on the 15th of May in Germany. Moving to Italy this morning, Juventus star Cristiano Ronaldo flew back to Italy on Monday after almost 2 months in lockdown in his native Portugal. Ronaldo and his family landed in Turin airport just after 10:20 p.m. local time, according to media reports in Italy. The 5-time Ballon d'Or winner arrived by private jet from the Portuguese island of Madeira and will spend 2 weeks in quarantine. The 35-year-old played Juventus' last Serie A game, and that was their 2-0 home win over Inter Milan, which was played behind a closed door. Ronaldo returned to Madeira after the Inter Milan game to be close to his mother, Dolores, who had suffered a stroke. Juventus are leading Serie A 1 point ahead of Lazio as they target a 9th consecutive Scudetto. The club has not yet given an official date for a return to training. That's good news coming from the England men's team, as the Three Lions who have made a significant donation to the NHS using match fees dating back to September 2018. Let me also inform you that Scottish players have also donated to NHS frontliners when it comes to the fight against COVID-19 in that part of the world. United have also asked their overseas players to return to England in the next 7 days ahead of a potential return to training. The club had given players permission to leave England after their quarantine training base was closed back in March due to government social distancing measures, and a number of players decided to fly abroad, where they have been undertaking personal fitness programs provided by the club. It is understood that United still have no set date for the first team to resume training at quarantine, and a decision will not be made until the government advises. We understand that January signing Bruno Fernandes had been back in Portugal with his wife and daughter, but it is understood that he has already returned to Manchester, having taken the club's advice. Other players who took the opportunity to leave England included Victor Lindelof, Brazilian Fred, and Sergio Romero, who were in Sweden, Brazil, and Argentina respectively. Alright, let's just end up this morning with this rather strange news coming from Congo. Former Shaka 04 player Yannick Kamba has been found alive and well 4 years after being presumed dead. The defender was once a teammate with Germany #1 goalkeeper Manuel Neuer was reportedly declared dead in January 2016 following an apparent crash in his home country, Congo. His club at the time, that's 8th-tier side VfB Hulos, mourned his death, but he has now been found alive in Gelsenkirchen. Prosecutors have launched an investigation against the player's ex-wife, who is reported to have collected a 6-figure life insurance payment. Kamba's ex-wife claims that she realized that she was eligible for a life insurance payout and presented documents to the insurance company to prove the player's death. She is now being investigated for fraud and made the report that the documents were actually forged. A rather strange story right there. Alright, so that will be all on Sported Beats this lovely morning. Big thanks to everyone who has been part of this production, and bigger thanks to you and you for listening today. I'm sure it returns tomorrow morning 7:30 a.m. Till then, you have a lovely day and stay safe.
Gbogbo ọjọ́ jẹ́ ìrìn àjò. Bí a ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan, láàsọ bí ọjọ́ náà yóò ṣe parí. Bí a ṣe ń ya ara wa sọ́tọ̀ nínú oṣù mímọ́ Ramadan yìí, fọ́ ọkàn rẹ mọ́ pẹ̀lú àdúrà kí o sì ṣe ara rẹ lóore pẹ̀lú picnic láti sàárì. títí di àsìkò ìṣínu ẹ kú òǹgbẹ o. Ramadan Kareem.
Peak. Reach for your peak.
Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5.
It's still very much on to Oluyole 98.5 FM, 10 minutes to 8, and it's time for commercials.
ìyàwó mi wá jókòó ó mọ̀ wípé ohun gbogbo ní ìgbà tí àkókò wà fún.
òótọ́ ni mo mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n baálé mi tẹ́ ẹ bá dé alọ́rọ̀ o.
rárá o jẹ́ ká sọ báyìí kí n tó lọ ni.
baálé mi ẹ ti máa ń sọ wípé ẹ fẹ́ kí n sinmi díẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ọmọ tí mo bí yìí.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo máa ń sọ nítorí pé àwọn àgbà ń gbà mí nímọ̀ràn láti fi ètò sí bíbí.
títí nọ́ọ̀sì náà sọ pé yóò ràn mí lọ́wọ́ láti sinmi dáadáa. ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ mi.
mọ́ dára rẹ̀ láàmú ìyàwó mi torí mo mọ̀ báyìí pé ẹ̀sìn àti àṣà wa fọwọ́ sí ìfètòsọ́mọ bíbí kò ní ṣe ìjàmbá kankan fún ara rẹ̀ yóò tún ran àwọn ọmọ wa lọ́wọ́ láti dàgbà dáadáa torí a ní àkókò láti tọ́ wọn.
èmi gbọ́dọ̀ àyà ń ṣalárédè pẹ̀lú ọkọ mi.
má gbàgbé pé èyíkéyìí tó bá ṣe láti fètòsọ́mọ bíbí ló dáa tí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀